my everything, and you know my mind. Oh Lord, I want to learn your love and see you show the signs to your heart, oh love, 'cause you are.
Hey y'all, it's Brooklyn and I'm back once again with another YouTube video. So as y'all can tell from the title, we're going to be giving you guys some college advice. I have some really dear friends here with me. Do y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Sierra. I'm a freshman elementary education major from Georgia.
Hi, I'm Azaria. I am a freshman music major in sound recording technology.
Hi, I'm Essence. I'm a freshman. I'm a mass comm major and I'm from Jersey.
So in today's video, we're just going to be giving you guys some advice pertaining to college. I know that I have some viewers who are going to college next year, and so I just thought this would be a really fun video to do, and I didn't want to do it by myself, so I got some friends to do it with me, and it's just gonna be a great time. We're not gonna sugarcoat, we're gonna give it to you straight, and consider us your big sisters giving y'all some advice. For those of y'all who have not seen this face before, hi, my name is Brooklyn. I give y'all content that talks about faith, school related videos, advice videos, just videos that give you guys a glimpse of my life. If you guys have not already, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, turn on those post notifications, and do not forget to follow me on my socials, which are up here and down below as usual. So without further ado, y'all can do with me. Let's get on started. Get on started. The way that I have it set up is it's going to be based on different topics. So the first topic that we're going to give y'all advice on is applying for college. So what are some pieces of advice that you would give for people who are still applying or still trying to choose a school?
I know when I was applying for college, my mother told me to start really ahead of the game. Technically, if you're like a junior in high school, I would kind of start there searching to see, you know, the options in touring. I wasn't able to do that because of COVID, but senior year, September, October is when I started applying for colleges, and then I started touring them a little later on. So I would definitely say get early as possible and quickly about it as soon as possible as you can, because the earlier you do it, that's the least stress you have later on.
Yeah, I would definitely say that do it earlier. I didn't do it earlier. My story was a little different, but I would definitely say shoot for it early and apply for the colleges, and also like seek God on where you're trying to go.
Oh yeah.
Yes, like for me it was like in-state or out of state. I really had like that tug on, and when I seek God, he told me it was out of state. So when I started applying for in-state, it was wrong. They was denying me. Then after a while, when I started applying for out of state, I got those. So yeah, really seek God and pray for direction.
I absolutely agree, because for me, like when I came to VSU, like when I first toured, I was like, okay, I felt like a sense of peace, and you know, after praying about it and thinking about it, I really felt like VSU was the place where I could flourish, and so, and it has, like it really has been. So
I started touring and like looking at schools in like middle school. So I was kind of set on VSU since middle school.
Period.
So,
yes. What did I start? I think I started touring schools. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I was so anxious about college, period, to the point where I was like, I don't even want to think about schools. Like I couldn't do it. But once I got to junior year, I felt like, okay, now is the time where I can start. So I think I started touring around junior year, like that summer leading into senior year. And I guess one piece of advice I will also say is when it comes to applying to schools, apply to the school that you want to go to. Don't apply to a school that you feel like, oh, all my friends are going here.
Force, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
parents. Parents too. Like,
to go here.
And to all my, you know, people who have parents who, you know, aspire for their children to go to HBCUs, don't feel like HBCUs are the only places that you, even though I highly recommend it,
expand your thought. Study abroad.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, but I'm too far away from home. I couldn't do that. But if you want to go out in the seas of Spain or Portugal, go and do it. I applaud it.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, apply for scholarships too.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because
that's so big.
yeah, and grades have a lot to do with scholarships for the most part. So make sure your grades are looking good. Make sure. Oh yeah, make sure your tests are good. What?
SATs,
ACTs. And some schools are test optional, especially during COVID. Make sure you talk with your guidance counselor a lot. I know some people, they're like, I don't like my guidance. I don't like my guidance. But you really
a relationship with them.
Yeah.
I was on my guidance counselor pretty much all the time, and she was very helpful. Okay, so what are some pieces of advice y'all have when it comes to moving into your dorm if you choose to live on campus?
One thing for sure is don't stress too much about the roommate because it's gonna overstimulate you and it's gonna be too much. 1 and 2, don't buy a bunch of stuff until you actually get to the room.
Do not take your entire house. That's the mistake I made. Like, I feel like I low-key made that mistake, like feeling like I had to bring my entire house. Well, you don't. You really
You don't even
don't.
wear half clothes anyway. I know I don't.
That part, the fact that I have so much, I brought a lot of clothes home with me. When it comes to getting validated and all of that, take care of all of that before you move in because it makes the process a lot smoother. I know when I moved in, I know a lot of people, like some people didn't get validated, so they had to go here and do that, and then later on they got to move in later on in the day. So just to have a smoother move-in process, get all that stuff taken care of before you get to school.
For like the rules they have for moving in and the dates, I would say from my experience, don't go by that because we were just all moving in at one time. They were just coming in.
Stage
so stage.
And that makes things 10 times stressful. I know for me, like first of all, I got the first pick because I got to my room first. So I, got to pick my side of the room first. I was like, my dad and I were like, ooh, we got the first pick. Once we got our stuff moved in, I left to go grocery shopping while my roommate got situated. And then once I came back, it kind of made things easier for me to move my stuff in, get situated, get comfortable. So that way we wouldn't be moving in and taking care of our stuff at the same time because that can be stressful.
And make the room how you want it. Like get the stuff.
Make it your room.
Decorate.
Comfortable.
Put some posters on around your room. Put some you see how I decorated.
Sorry, don't be bland.
Make it your own.
Like Essence said, it's your home away from home, so do it up. Do it up. What piece of advice would you have like for specifically roommates, like navigating having somebody with you?
I was blessed with a wonderful roommate.
I was too.
Yes.
Because I was not. So.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
On the picking process with me, I picked the roommate and didn't get it. So I knew it was like, God, and the roommate I got right now is straight. We're cool.
When it comes to roommates, I would say make sure that y'all try to at least talk a little bit before coming together, just so that y'all can have a mutual understanding of how things are gonna go. Get all the hard conversations out the way. That's the thing.
Set the boundaries.
Yes,
immediately.
Especially if y'all have boyfriends or guys, if y'all have girlfriends, make sure that y'all establish that, like especially with company, like what time do y'all not want company?
Studying time.
Yeah, study times, quiet
time. And don't be afraid to set those boundaries because it's good to get the awkward conversations out the way then, and then later on something happened and then you get in an awkward position with your roommate and you don't know what to do. So it's just be comfortable and time will come by, y'all will be okay.
Yeah.
Adversary is gonna come, like it's gonna be times where y'all gonna have probably like little conflicts, but
yes, it's
living
normal.
with somebody that's totally came from a totally different place from you, so y'all gotta come together.
God forbid y'all have a disagreement, there should be RAs or residence directors to help squash that out if y'all need to talk. Luckily I've never gotten to that point with my roommate, but yes, making sure that y'all get the conflict out because you would hate to go to college expecting for everything to be cool and then y'all have conflict. So I left it.
Shine your light.
Shine your light.
If you're a Christian, shine your light. Don't dim it. Don't stop reading your Bible in the room. Don't pray. You don't do what you do so the other person can be saved or she already can have her faith risen.
Plant that seed because people, I say this all the time, like you never know who's watching you. I'm blessed to have friends who are believers because we can have these conversations and because one thing about us, we're going to talk about God. We're going to mention God. So make sure that you guys, like Sierra said, shine your light. Don't be afraid to pray or read your Bible or things like that because people, they may see you and they may want to get to know Christ for themselves.
Just make sure you're setting the example that, you need to be setting. Be a leader, not a follower, because it's a lot on this campus that is easy just to follow real quickly. But if you're strong in your faith and your beliefs, you good to go.
Please do not change for anybody, like even for your roommate. If your roommate looks at you funny, pray for them and keep it moving.
Go to God about it.
Because, you know, who knows, maybe they could be dealing with something on their own plate, so you gotta definitely show people grace. What piece of advice do y'all have concerning dining and food and things like that?
I will say it's really not that bad.
The food is
like,
not that
Especially
bad.
But like
this
people
everyday,
like
look.
They lying.
it's really not that bad. Like
It's
it's
not
what
that
you
bad.
make of it. Like if you go over to the same spot knowing it's not gonna be what you want,
It ain't. Don't come to college thinking it's gonna be gourmet.
It's not your mother's
Chef
cooking.
Boyardee.
It's not
like,
your mother's cooking. I'm telling you now.
it's not. But like
that's what you expect.
you're gonna get disappointed. You're like the food isn't that bad all the time. Sometimes you know I'm just like
It's a hit or miss for me. I'm just save your bucks, cause don't like me fall semester. I literally half my checks and spendings went on food alone, and I just did too much with it. So save your money, cause it's gonna be days when it's closed, you're hungry, you just want something different. You got the money to do it.
I agree. And to piggyback off of that, when you come to VSU or any college, you get flex dollars. So those flex dollars go towards Chick-fil-A and Subway, and I believe
Ghost Kitchen.
Yeah, Ghost Kitchen and Starbucks and McDonald's. Yeah, there's a McDonald's across from us. So and there's I think some stores in South Park Mall take flex. I think they're starting to do that. So make sure you save those wisely, and it really depends on the plan that you choose when you get to school. Make sure you save those, because by the end of the semester, some people were already out and they don't refresh until the next semester. So
And like, bring your groceries, bring some grocery tray stuff. You gotta
Fill that refrigerator.
fill it up. Get as many snacks as you need
in the closet.
Get snacks
ramen noodles. Do what you gotta do.
Heavy on ramen noodles.
You know.
I guess another piece of advice I'll give is like try to use your meal swipes and don't dump all of your food or so fast. Because for me, that's what I did. Like, I was eating my food that I already had in my room a lot, and I was already out by the end of a week or two, and then I had to make a grocery run. So just make sure you save and store up as much food as you have. What piece of advice do y'all have concerning classes, professors, etc.?
You need to build good connections with your teachers, your staff. I don't care. With your advisors, make sure they know your name, because it's a lot of people that they're teaching here, but I want to make sure you know my name, you know my face, so when I need help, you got it.
Show up to be respected. Don't just always go to class in your night clothes. No, show up to be respected. So you can have that character, so they can lean back on. Oh, you showed up and this and that, and you was here on time. Don't always go late, but always remember that they're seeing your character.
That's valid.
Early is on time. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, early is on time.
Early. My professor just told me that this week.
Early is on time. Personal testimony. So we had the same math teacher first semester, and she would literally come to class like 15-20 minutes late. And if you don't know, in college, most colleges, if your professor doesn't show up first 15 minutes of class, you can leave. And she was doing that a lot. So what did we do? We all got up and left. And then
we started leaving, and then she started getting irritated with us. But one time she literally came at 9:40. Babe, the class ends at 9:50.
We got 10 minutes. You ought to just say, all right, y'all can go ahead and leave. Like, well, you really came at 9:40. I was probably already been gone at that point. That really made me mad, because first of all, we're paying for these classes.
Yes.
So why are you paying?
This ain't high school.
Try your best to pay attention. Take as many notes. You need a planner. A planner will be your best friend in college. I've heard that so many times. It is really true, because you can log all of your information and your tasks for your classes. Do not be afraid to ask for help.
Ask them questions.
Do not be afraid to ask for help.
them, because you just never know. Your question might be somebody else's question. You just don't know.
Because if we're being honest, a lot of us, when we're in the room, we're all probably thinking, oh my gosh, if I ask a question, people are going to think I'm dumb, or they're going to think I'm slow. No, like, be the person to have the courage to ask questions, because like Essence said, your question might be their question.
And go to either one time in the semester, go to each class. Like, what's the thing called? The hours they have to meet up with
office
them.
hours.
Yes, office hours. Even do that one time to build a connection with either one of your teachers or all of your teachers.
Go to them ACE hours. Get tutoring if you need it. Because for me, I think it was for math.
A thing also with professors and classes in general, It may be hard at first, but having a group of people in the class as well to study with.
Yes. Also connections with your classmates.
Like this past class I have, y'all just made a group chat.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Group chats really help. Like,
you gonna need it.
y'all gonna help each other, because listen, we're all gonna be successful together. Nobody should be left behind. No one is in this thing by themselves, because college, one thing that comes with it is collaboration. So you're gonna need to work with people. Yes, and community. Nobody wants to go through school alone. It's good to have people around you. So what is some advice concerning getting involved on campus?
Don't be afraid to want to join activities, multiple activities or groups or organizations. I think freshman year, we are kind of limited to like what we can join.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Because I know for us, choir, and I think, what's the other thing we can join as freshmen?
So I think we can join honors council as freshmen, because I know some freshmen who are in the honors council. You have concert choir, anyone can join. If you're a music major, you kind of have no choice. But and the Virginia State Gospel Chorale. Yes, you can join gospel choir. That's how I met Essence. Like, and we also have a ministry on campus called Enjoy Ministries. It's open to everybody. I love that ministry so much. It's started by the Zamir Hunley. Virginia State University.
My big so.
Yes, and that's how me and Sierra definitely got closer, by being in that ministry. When it comes to the faith, like, having believers who are friends is so important. And not only that, but like I said, having that community. And I hear, you hear people say, oh, there's no Christian friends out there. Like, I need Christian friends. I promise you that. Like, pray for Christian friends. I promise you, God will give you some. I prayed for Christian friends before and during college, and boom, he blessed me with some. Like,
it's still coming by
right, and they're still coming. Like, anyways, I'm sorry, I'm left.
That was good.
And like joining, be mindful of the things that you do join. Because like, if you know that it's not representing God, because that could lead you away and that could take your faith. So be mindful of what you're joining and what you're like kin eye to.
Definitely pray about it before you think about joining it.
Prayer is very important. And also, try not to, when it comes to joining organizations, stay true to yourself. Don't try to copy other people. Because I think in college, it's definitely tempting to want to change yourself or feel like you gotta fit in and appease other people. Babes, be who God called you.
Be who you are.
Be who you are, dude. But yes. Oh, when it comes to getting involved, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, so make sure that you don't get too involved onto too many like organizations and stuff, because you got to make sure you have time for academics and things like that.
Right, that comes first before any other.
But here's like a miscellaneous piece of advice. Do not let any of these people in college stress you out over the latest clothing trends, fashion trends, everything. Always feeling you got to be done up 24/7. If you want to wear sweats and Crocs to class, do it. No one should be judging you.
Don't let that ungodly pressure push you into something that.
Cause like I'm gonna be so transparent. I feel like coming in college, I felt pressured almost to have the latest pair of shoes, to always be dressing hair done all the time. And it's like, do not let these people stress you out, because half the time you're competing with other people's parents' money.
Exactly.
They're not buying this stuff half the time.
Those things will go away anyways. Those things not even important. We got your treasures on earth, but I'm storing my treasures in heaven.
Like, for real.
Yeah, it's always gonna be that one people that's gonna be dripped out every single day. And I just be looking at them like, how do you have time every day to head to toe just be on point? Like, they don't miss a beat. They don't have to. No,
and like,
also, I'm not gonna lie, people who wear outfits every single day, half the time just take trends and put it on themselves, and they're not really.
That's not really them.
Like, and like, you know what's crazy? Like, I was just talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, I low-key wanted a pair of foam runners at one point, because so many people on campus have them. But then I'm thinking, I had to pause and be like, Brooklyn, do you want foam runners because you actually like them, or because everyone else has them? And at that moment, I was like, because I think they look nice, but like, Brooklyn, do you really want them? Like, I had to really sit there and think about that. So yeah, just try not to get into peer pressure and stuff like that.
It's okay if you wear bands. You like what you like. I like bands, and I like.
Also, you don't need big brands to be able to dress.
Right.
Girl, because you can get you a $20 fit together, and you
if you
look
don't,
better than the folks that
go ahead and
brand names.
If you don't have it, you don't have it. It's literally okay.
It's college, like.
Have it
all
with
that pressure.
I'm not trying to speak
broke college students.
Yeah, and it's like
we really be struggling, and they really be breaking their back to buy all that stuff to show. So.
Oh yeah. So when it comes to friends, expect for your circle to switch up. Expect for you to gain some friends and to lose some friends too. I will say, try to get involved in group chats and stuff like that. Just some of them be crazy. So if you gotta leave, then you can. Because I definitely had to leave some. Make sure you, put yourself out there and meet new people.
Like, set boundaries, like, have the time when you're going back to your room and, spend time with yourself and, have time you spend time with them.
Set those boom diaries.
Exactly. Always set time for God.
Alright.
Stay in the word.
Shirley said boom diaries.
Boom diaries.
It's okay to have a small group of friends. I'm not a big fan of big groups. I don't know why. I've never been a fan. I'm very antisocial, but I'm working on it. However, I have found that having a smaller group of friends keeps issues away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and that's valid. I'm not gonna lie, like I used to low-key be like, oh man, I wish I had a large group of friends like that. But really, you need a solid. If you have a solid number of people in your corner, that's all you need. Because we don't. First of all, you're going into adulthood on some real stuff. You don't need that drama. Like, drama is very much high school, elementary school, middle school. We're in college. You're growing. You're becoming grown.
I be
like,
forgetting that. Oh my god.
I know. And
oh my god.
As scary as that might sound, it's like we're really growing up. So we gotta grow up here as well. We don't have time for drama, nothing like that. Now we're gonna give you pieces of advice concerning relationships.
From my experience, I feel like relationships can get very sticky. When you're a Christian and you're trying to seek God and you're seeking God, I feel like that could pull you away if you're not careful in the God and the Holy Spirit leading you. If you're not careful in that, in the guidance of the Holy Spirit, you get into something that was not of God and not in His will. So I always seek God about that. And just because He could be a Christian doesn't mean He could be for you.
That part, and that's a hard pill I had to swallow. Because there were times where I would meet a Christian guy and it's like, oh my God, like, what if we're gonna be together? That can be very, that can play games. Yes, oh my God, you're my Boaz. Like, and sometimes it ends out that way. And in my personal opinion, you're gonna hear some people, they say, like, you should have, like, I'm not here for relationships in college. Like, don't get in a relationship in college. Me personally, I'm not opposed to it. I'm actually for it. I love love. So like, yes, get your HBCU love story.
But the people who say don't get into a relationship in college are the people who aren't thinking the way
they're thinking about it.
Yeah, that's valid.
That's
valid though.
Because when they say like don't get in a relationship in college, they're thinking like party and
they want to just have fun. Yeah. But like,
you have your mini on the side. You do what you do.
And like we, for us, we're thinking, we're intentional about it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, ask yourself, am I intentional with being with someone right now? I know that there's some people who, like, in high school they had a relationship, but then they decided, oh nah, when we go into college, I don't want to, be focused on a relationship at that moment. And my personal advice for that, like, to each their own, but me personally, I feel like if both of y'all are willing to make it work, relationships in college can work.
On that topic.
Especially if y'all are long distance. Like, if y'all are both willing, it can work.
She just said, and I was going to talk about this, because when you said relationship, I just automatically just thought long distance. Everybody hates them two words. I kind of hate the two words myself.
And it's like, sometimes it's nerve-wracking. Like, I know people who are in college and had long distance relationships, but like I said, if both of y'all are willing to make it work, I think it can work. I am open to it, but it's all about connecting with the right person.
Just keep him in the mix. Keep the Lord in the mix up.
I feel like, if God approves, then that. I feel like if you get in a relationship, you need to go to God about the relationship in the beginning. It's already, you messed up.
Yep.
Don't try to put God in something that you created for yourself.
Yes.
The fantasy,
Yes.
And the main thing is, don't look for one.
Yes,
don't look for one.
Don't come to college, and I had to learn this too. Do not come to college expecting I'm gonna be in a relationship, like kind of over obsessing about it.
The boys gonna come. The boys gonna come. They're gonna pull up.
Yeah,
The boys will pull up.
also like
They gonna be around the corner everywhere you go.
And also, this is kind of funny. If you're going to Virginia State, don't let people say there aren't any fine men on this campus, because there are. Okay, there are.
They might be.
Small.
There are
now.
They are
Now, because they all love the Lord.
That's questionable, right?
Do they love the Lord?
It could be deceiving.
See, now you
right?
Do they love the
I'm finna
Lord?
get an offering, because that's
they
the one right
cute.
there.
That's the temptation.
Because they
don't.
They
They
make
looking good.
you cute, but can you pray?
You
right.
cute.
And I'm gonna stick by that quote.
You cute,
But
but
are
can
you
you pray?
You but can you get in the
We're
presence
gonna
of the
pray.
Lord?
We're going to Bible study.
You cute.
Yeah, you
You
not.
cute.
Can you hear him?
It's more than just.
But can you fall out?
And this is another thing.
cry?
Can you
Right
shout
now.
though?
This
But
is-
can you shout?
Can you
though?
shout? Can you shout?
But that
Can you shout?
This is coming from having church friends, guy friends who played a part when they're in church, and they live a whole type of lifestyle out of it. You can shout, you can speak in tongues, but if you don't have a real true connection with God, and Jesus don't know your name, I don't care. All that is out the window. Because you can do all the shouting and
you can
speaking in
quote-
tongues that
right,
you
it
want
can
to.
be like playing
But
a
if God doesn't
Right.
live within you, and you don't walk with him, you don't talk with him on a daily basis, baby, girl,
That don't
yeah,
matter.
And that goes to the same thing about they be saying, "Oh yeah, I grew up in church." Baby, the question was, do you
believe?
Right.
Do you love
They
it?
got
Do you
baptized.
Yeah, I used to go to
Yeah.
church, you know.
Yeah, I got
and then my
baptized.
mom would tell me to stop
Do you
going.
have
Yeah,
a
that's why
do you have
killing me
a
about doing
relationship
that.
with
Exactly.
him? Like
Oh.
you can quote Philippians 4:13.
That's my
all
favorite
day.
quote.
But baby,
Wait, it ain't about the
you
four.
can quote that John 3:16. You can have John 3:16 in your bio.
Right now. Be careful about the ones that have their favorite scripture or the cross emoji in their Bible.
Perverted it.
Because I promise you, I ain't nowhere near no cross.
You watch them highlights and it's gonna show you something completely different.
Right. I can name a
It's
few.
so crazy.
You don't want me
actually
to
talk
see baby
to a
girl.
boy about that.
They be putting God first, but he's really
Exactly.
not.
God first.
Right.
But it's not.
We're quoting something different than that.
Ain't he first?
But it's
Hey.
what is I don't know what. We're getting on y'all. We're convicting y'all to go to
Be
one way.
so real.
Sorry, God.
Be so for real. Like, I
Oh
kid
my
you not.
God.
Like, you're gonna see it for yourself.
Already.
Like, we're not saying this to scare you, but like, it's real.
You'll see.
It's
It is
real.
real.
The Holy
Folks will be
Spirit grabs you up
lying.
and runs.
They be
You gotta
like,
watch and pray and
You're not-
seek God, because people really be deceiving on this campus. We all know.
Exactly. The devil snake ears.
Very much.
Finding somebody that's
Seeking to devour. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Quoting.
we're not for it because
I know
we're
I'm
children
not
of
for
God.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
What advice do you have about like social life? So like activities, parties, all that stuff.
Okay. If you really, really, really like so badly want to experience a party, go ahead. You know, go. I'm not gonna say no.
Y'all
Like,
gonna
go,
do our own thing anyway.
Go ahead.
Did it.
Try it.
Did it.
Me personally, I've tried them. I am not a fan. They're boring. If you ask
They're
me.
repetitive.
They twerk to the same songs. They stroll to the same songs. And me personally, I go to a lot of on-campus events. Like we have gym jams and stuff like that.
Gyms are
And gym jams are really fun, you know.
Those are more
Yeah.
But just
like they're
make
also-
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
it
Gotta be
depends
watchful.
what
Like,
it depends
The theme
when they
is,
are
yeah.
and
Yeah.
what theme. Because like for example, if you went to like the Halloween one,
I didn't go to
it
that
wasn't like
Yeah.
because people are already going to the other parties, so you wouldn't have as much fun.
And the
There's not
theme-
as many people.
And what I've heard, like the theme of the party will tell you how, like it's an indicator of what that
Pajama party or
Like,
I didn't go into any, but that's
Really?
just like me. Yeah, I didn't go to any. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I went to one that was like no. But like, yeah, my relationship with God that's how it is. That's how you have to know your relationship with God and what you can put
That's it.
yourself in.
yeah.
So me, I'm kind of like opposed to it because you're in that situation. You're gonna be tempted to do all that.
Yes,
Right.
and picking off what she just said and what you guys just said, you gotta know it's okay to experience it and get it out your system and stuff. And when you realize, when you come to your senses, like, yeah, this is not for me, you're gonna
Yeah.
know, because you'll know kind of off the back too.
Or maybe it
It's really or maybe it is. It's very, for like me, I just know, like when I go out somewhere. And I don't know, like the vibe, it's very repetitive, it gets old very fast.
Yeah.
So you're really not missing too much when it comes to off-campus
And it's
stuff.
like
It's
you
really
like
not.
I was saying, like to each their
Yeah,
own. I will say, for me personally, I haven't been to any off-campus parties because I heard a lot of them can turn left very fast. So
And they did.
I'm more comfortable. Like I know during Welcome Week,
Exciting.
I went to, like we had a library social, the Virginia Hall social. Like that was fun. You know, it was cool. But I will say, when it comes to parties, make sure that if you're going with groups, y'all all stay together.
Yes.
Do not separate. Do not leave anybody behind.
Because trafficking is real.
Make sure y'all aren't, and I'm a person, I don't condone smoking or drinking. Like, that to me isn't really something that, because me personally, I want to have control over myself. So if you are hanging around people who might be doing that, make sure that they're taken care of. Make sure all of y'all are keeping your eye on each other. Because in college, a lot of things can happen and go left. And also, kind of going back to like just living on campus, like college life, don't feel like you have to be secluded in your room 24/7. Like, go to a gym jam, go hang out with your friends, get out. Because I feel like as a believer, like, people feel like I can't do anything. And no, it just depends on, you know, having that discernment and wisdom. Yes, if you see that, you know, this party, people are gonna be doing nothing but dumb stuff, then you might want to sit this one out, you know. So yeah, you know, don't feel like you have to be trapped and secluded, because but you know, again, to each their own. I know people,
like, there are other things to like,
there's so much to do,
right?
Like, I feel like as Christians, we know what the Bible says, we know what God says about parties, wild parties, being drunk and being around that. So don't, like, if you're talking about the Holy Spirit, don't grieve the Holy Spirit, because the wisdom, he gives you wisdom on these things. And I feel like we think having fun is those things, but
there's other ways to have fun.
So much.
The world doesn't have to appear. It appears to be fun and desirable, but that's
for a very short minute. But what lasts long is God and Jesus. That's
and
it.
you know, like Sierra said, there's other ways to have fun other than partying. You know, we have a lot of campus activities during like activity hours. Sometimes they're during like class time, so I can barely go to any. But like during homecoming, we have, you know, the gospel concert. We have what else? Like the Org Bazaar, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's fun. And so don't think that parties are the only ways to have fun. Like, you could go with your friends to the cab, chill there. You can take a walk around, hang out in someone's room. You know?
I love a good walking. Get that walking. Walking this.
You know, get out there. Try not to be so secluded in your room, and don't be a dorm body. Not be a dorm body.
I was not a dorm body.
Get out. God doesn't want you to be. We're called to be a light, so we're not going to be in the dark.
Shine your light.
You have to be in the dark to be a light.
Right. So we hope that y'all enjoyed this. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We pray that you guys have a blessed journey as y'all come into college. Make sure y'all follow me on my socials. They're up here and down below as usual. God bless y'all. We love y'all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.